In the past year, Texas passed a law going against the ban of ghost guns by the federal government. And I want to kind of talk to this idea of ghost guns before we talk about what the Supreme Court ruled, because the Supreme Court just ruled on this. Now, first, let's talk about ghost guns. I'm going to bring up an example of a good friend of mine who literally went out and bought the machinery to produce a 1911. And he produced his own 1911 because he is a craftsman. He's a machinist, and he loves that particular firearm. And this is it's his prize possession. But it's a ghost gun. In theory, if you look at the definition of what a ghost gun is, it's essentially a gun without a serial number. And that's what he has produced. So let's just take, when you say, well, ghost guns are scary, they're dangerous, and of course you call them ghost guns, that's what you get. But look at the reality of some of these guns. Now, I understand people scratching off the serial numbers, things like that, but when a hobbyist is making something that he has every right to make, and you ban that, you've created a felon in a simple hobbyist. And Texas ruled against that. They passed a law that said, no, you can't ban these guns. But the Supreme Court just ruled in favor of the White House's ban and reversed the Texas ruling and ultimately said, no, Texas, you can't do that. We are ruling in favor of the White House. So now what we see is we still see a lot of hobbyists as felons. Now, the reason I bring this up is because you have to define, if you take a gun that's illegal and you want to ban it, that because it doesn't have serial numbers on it, you need to pay a little closer attention to what it is you're actually doing. Because what affects one American might be totally different for that other American. So what we're seeing again is, since the Supreme Court said they were going to take the New York Rifle and Pistol Club versus Bruen case in New York, I've said, they're always going to rule in favor of the Second Amendment. And now what we're seeing is something totally different. I would like to kind of open up a dialogue, because part of this I understand, but there's so many aspects of it I just simply don't understand. So I do want to open up that dialogue. Please put your comments below. What do you think about this Supreme Court ruling in favor of the White House's ban on ghost guns? Put that below, because they did rule in favor, completely reversed Texas law just in one moment. So again, put those comments below. I do want to take a moment and say most people that watch this channel are not subscribers to this channel. Please hit that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get our message out. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. As always, love God, love your family, and love guns.